not a game, it's a rich thing.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We're just rocking out to that intro music for a little bit there. Hopefully we are sounding good. I'm going to do a little bit of a check. Welcome to the stream. Alright, looks like we're good on the stream. Alright, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the next live stream. Let's see, we got guys in the chat here. Of course we do. We got some of the usual guys in the chat. Ben Bricks, what's up, my man? G Bricks is also here. Scott Davis, of course. NP Bricks, most marvelous. Danow's Bricks, of course, underrated clone trooper. What's up, Harry? Hello there, General Kenobi. Trooper, what's up, man? G-Nox, welcome back, my friend. How's it going? Brad Bricks, of course, welcome, my friend. Ethan, what's up, dude? Hopefully everybody is doing good this weekend. Hopefully everyone had a great week, and hopefully people had a good weekend as well. Time for a live stream. Essentially, you'll see in the title, the last live stream of the summer. Let's see, Director KW is also in the chat. What's up, my man? What's up, dude? So yeah, essentially I'm headed off to college next week. So essentially what I've been doing for this week and this upcoming week, I've been making videos nonstop, trying to get a couple videos done so that I'll have stuff to post while I'm away at college. So because of that, I wasn't able to do an episode this weekend, but my goal before I leave next week is to have 2 Muunilinst mock updates done, a new episode of From Start to Finish, which I've almost got the full build complete. It's like right over my shoulder right here, and then hopefully a couple other miscellaneous videos. But that's what I've been working on last week and this upcoming week. That's what I'm pretty much going to be doing and preparing to go to college. So that's why I labeled it the last live stream of the summer. I don't know what the future of live streams will mean. My goal is to come back every once in a while from school and come over here, come back home and build, get some episodes done, and of course whenever I'm home, I'm going to live stream. But for now, I thought we'd have a nice little celebratory live stream to kind of close off the summer here. It's been a great summer. I've had an excellent summer, both LEGO stuff and outside of LEGO stuff. The channel's been doing really, really well, which is awesome. These live streams have been going great, and we've had a lot of people show up to every single one of them. Some of you guys have been to most of them, and that means a lot to me. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the live streams. I've been having so much fun doing them, so it's gonna be sad not being able to do them every single week from this point out, but I'm gonna do them as often as I can. I'm not gonna let college completely stop the channel. I'm definitely gonna be still doing things, but of of course, now I've got to start balancing schoolwork and Lego stuff, but that's all right. I'm definitely used to it. Been doing it for like, what, eight years now. I'm trying to balance both of them. So, but yeah, essentially for this stream, you guys are getting a little bit of a sneak peek here. This building right here is almost complete, actually. If you guys remember last episode, it was, only like, what, about to up here maybe? I've extended it, so now it's going up a lot higher now. And that's what the focus of the next update video is going to be. So for this video, though, I'm going to kind of save some of this work. Maybe I'll get to it later on, but I'm kind of going to work on these details of the road up front, and then I thought we'd just have a discussion, kind of do what we usually do and talk and hang out and all that good stuff. So let's see, what do we got in the chat here? Let's see. Everyone's saying hello to everybody. I love it. I love it. Mock's going well. Genox going well. Just getting a couple update videos done, so ahead of time, so I'll have some stuff to post. But I did get a large order in, which was awesome. I got, I think, somewhere around 1,000 pieces, and hopefully that'll be enough to really work on the mock. So, and that was all because of the donations that you guys have been doing. And I gave a shout out to everybody in the live stream and stuff like that. But got the big order in, so I was finally able to start working on Muunilinst again. So that was awesome. But it's been pretty good. Oh, Brad Bricks, your summer ends today. Nice. Head back to school tomorrow. It's always sad when the summer ends. It's always just like I don't know. Summer is just the best time, especially when I guess, yeah, elementary school and middle school and high school summer was always great. College, of course, the summer is great too, but it's always just sad when summer ends, you know. All right. Watashi Kai, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. I'm guessing. Okay, gotcha. Most Marvelous is here, of course. Mock Cart, hello there. I'm doing good, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great week, man. Hope you had a great week. Oh yeah, Bad Batch, I guess, happened. Bad Batch finale happened. Let's see, when Muunilinst is done, you should do start to finish streams. Yeah, that'd be fun. I definitely love to do that. Yeah, those would be fun too. I just it's kind of tight where I build over there for the start to finish episode. It's a little tight space, so I kind of would have to figure that out, but I definitely like to. That'd be fun, especially the most recent one. The next one that I'm going to do that I've pretty much actually got done. I just need to set up figures. It's a special one. I think you guys are really going to like it. It's definitely a special one. Let's see. So you made a new building? Yeah, man, definitely. It's getting bigger. This building might end up being the tallest one. Which is good because that was my goal when I was making this particular building. Was on Muunilinst, there's lots of screenshots, like in the wide shots, where you just see these giant tall towers, and they're very thin. So I wanted to at least have one kind of tower structure, because so far in the whole mock, it's been kind of these big bulky type buildings. So I wanted to get one that's a little more thinner and it builds straight up as if it's kind of this giant tower to really give it some of that Muunilinst height. So that's what this one is here. I just need to finish a few things up top and do the roof, but that'll all be in the next update video, so that'll be pretty fun. Although building this high is making it a little bit fragile, so I kind of have to figure out some interior design things to make this thing a little more sturdy, because as you can see, it's very wobbly. It's not really attached to anything. They're all just kind of in place, not really attached to each other. So I'm gonna have to kind of figure out some things to make this a little more secure so I don't bump it and have it completely fall over. That would be very, very unfortunate, but all right. Oh yeah, Bad Batch, Brad Bricks. We'll get into that in a little bit for sure. His Lego look back was 2 months ago. My goodness. Yeah, so I was thinking beginning of the summer I did an update video, just an overall update video to kind of lay out my goals for the summer. So I might go back and watch that. I know I got most of the things. I didn't do any stop motion on my Project Nightfall series or on my Modern Warfare 2 stuff, which I'm a little disappointed about. But I just became so busy with Muunilinst. It's like, that's why most channels you'll see are either dedicated to stop motion or dedicated to mocks, because it's very hard to do both. And if channels do both, like, that is incredible to be able to do stop motion and these mock series at the same time. But it's just these mocks take so much time to build and record the videos for that I've just found I haven't had much time to do my Project Nightfall stop motion or the Modern Warfare 2 stop motion. So I'm hoping to get around to that pretty soon, but it's just been so busy with Muunilinst and stuff that it's crazy. Well, I'll get back to it soon, but those were the two things I wasn't really able to do. But most of the other things, I'm happy with the amount of videos I got done over the summer. It's the most I've ever done for a summer for sure, but kept me busy over the summer and I had a ton of fun with it. Yes, Kai Animations, I figured. And Watashi, so I'm currently learning Japanese on the kind of that, I think it's a Duolingo app. I'm trying to learn Japanese, so I recognize Watashi. just because I've been getting into Japanese like samurai films and stuff, and I've kind of wanted to at least kind of understand. I don't know, I've just found it fascinating to try to learn about that language, so that's what I've been doing recently as well. Lego hat, let's go. Yeah, so any suggestions for the Lego hat? We'll get some guys up here if you guys want to do that. We definitely can. Let's see. Hey, Most Marvelous finished Ryloth. There we go. Congrats, man. Congrats. That's awesome. Especially since we just finished, or we just visited Ryloth during the bad patch. So that's actually really cool. That's good timing, man. That's some great timing. Nice. Very cool, very cool. Yeah, so send in any guys we want up top for sure. Yeah, Watashi I am, so like what would I be like? Watashi wa Gavin des, I think, something like that. My name is Gavin. Alright, so I also see that one of my clone troopers here has, oh, very delicately, we're gonna try to move him. There we go. He wasn't really aimed down sights anymore, he was kinda dozing off. No wonder they're taking casualties, we had a trooper dozing off. Alright. Shock Troopers, let's see, Shock Trooper, Battle Droid, Obi-Wan and Anakin, Deathwatch Mando getting shot by Pre Vizsla. Oh, failure. Tum. I don't have Pre Vizsla. I wish I did. But he only came in one set, which makes him very hard to get. We could put some of the new 2021 figures up there. We could also do Ahsoka vs. Maul, I suppose. I did some showcase videos. I'm planning on releasing one today for the Mandalorian Starfighter. So if you guys remember last summer, I did like when the 501st Battle Pack came out, I did like a, what you call it? I call it like a showcase, where instead of doing like a typical review because everybody's already seen those, I kind of did a, oh goodness, hair's going all crazy. I kind of did a showcase video where I set up some cool lights and kind of showed off the 501st Troopers. I kind of did that same thing with both the Duel on Mandalore and for the Mandalorian Starfighter, so those will be coming out soon. I think I want to try to get the Mandalorian Starfighter one out today, but we'll put these two guys on there for now. This Maul figure, by the way, is spectacular. Spectacular. Otherwise, we could do Maul versus... We could just do a whole Siege Mandalore and do Ahsoka with like a fight with Bo-Katan versus Darth Maul and Gar Saxon or something. I want to do stop motion, but then thought that I like building mocks more. Stop motion's fun if you have the patience for it. I sometimes get too impatient and have such a hard time trying to do it. It's really hard. Time consuming is the real thing, especially like for the Project Nightfall videos for the stop motion that I'm doing for the recreation. I decided to go with 48 frames per second, which essentially means 48 pictures per second, which normally I would do like a 24, but now doing 48, that's essentially doubling it by 2 the amount of time it would normally take for stop motion. It takes a long time, so then timesing that by 2 to really get smooth stop motion. So far the Project Nightfall stop motion's turned out pretty good. I've got, let's see, I got the library scene done, and I got the landing pad stuff done. My next shot that I want to do is when Darth Vader, or Anakin Darth Vader, walks through the pillars. It's like the last shot of it. And then I've got a couple small miscellaneous things here and there, but I think when I get that done, whenever I get around to finishing that, it's actually going to be really, really cool. I've been really focusing on a lot of the lighting, trying to get that feel of like that cold feel of just the Jedi Purge and how it's just kind of tragic that is. I've been trying to really get that through. Really try to get that through. Or did I say 48 FPS? I meant to say 24 FPS. Sorry. I'm doing 24 FPS, not 48. I normally do 12. I'm doing 24, not 48. 48 would be absurd. Don't do 48. Sorry, I usually do 12 FPS. I'm doing 24 FPS for the 504. I keep looking over here because I've got the stuff over there, but yeah. Long story short, it's taking a long time to do, but I still enjoy it because I'm into filmmaking, so it's kind of like the same thing, just stop motion. But yeah. Gar Saxon versus Pre Vizsla, who would win? You kind of give me Mortal Kombat vibes with like it's on Ryloth and they have a Darksaber and a gun. I think Pre Vizsla wins. I think Pre-Vizsla, he's held his own against Obi-Wan. I just think he would win. He did lose to Obi-Wan, but I just think Pre-Vizsla would win that. He probably had more training with the Darksabers, so I feel like he'd win. Yeah, a lot of people do 15 FPS, which is like in between that 12 and 24, which is good. There you go, Most Marvelous, doing a big mock. That's awesome. I love it. Cheese on top. What's up, my man? Welcome, my dude. Try doing stop motion, but when I build big mocks to animate a few seconds of animation, I lose patience. It's hard, man. Brad Bricks, you built, your friend built. That's awesome. Yeah, building with your friends is always something I'd recommend if you have anybody that's into Lego, because it's very fun. I did see some guy like use some sort of AI software to do his stop motion in 60 FPS, which it looked really cool. Thought that was really interesting. He kind of upped it to like a 60 FPS using some AI software, and it looked spectacular. So that was really cool. All right, well, suppose I could try, I'm gonna start, grab some pieces here so we can get going. Let's see, I need some 1x2s. It's fine, I'm standing right over the next from start to finish mock, and I feel like it's gonna crash. One of these buildings is gonna crash down if I'm not careful. I'm very clumsy on stream, so I have to be very careful so nothing crashes down while I'm trying to get these pieces out of my bin. Alright, so I'm just going to grab some of these. Should be good for now. Also, I think I could show you guys this. This guy's pretty cool. So I had a Bricklink order fairly recently, and I didn't meet the minimum buy, so I had to grab a few things to meet that minimum buy. I don't remember if I've shown these off yet. I got a ton of these spears for the Lancer clone troopers and for the assassin droids for the speeder bike charge. So previously I was using spears, which never really looked the same as what they did in the show. So I got these things, which I think work a lot better for like javelins. So I'm gonna be using these with the speeder bikes, which is gonna be pretty awesome. And I also found this guy that was like really, really cheap on the website, and I love episode 1, so I had to get this guy. This is a older figure. This is a Republic captain from the old Republic frigate from episode 1, where Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan show up to the Trade Federation ship, and it's that red Republic ship that they show up in. There's like these officers, the pilots, and I think this is one of the Republic captains. I don't remember what year the set came out, but you can just kind of tell by the simplicity of this figure. It was quite a while ago. Just look at that. The classic Lego smiley face, no back printing or anything like that, but I still think it's really cool, especially the torso print. It's just a figure that, honestly, I didn't even know this existed, so seeing it was really cool, and I love episode 1, so I just thought this was a cool figure to get for minimum buy, but yeah. All right, let's see here. Yeah, Brad Bricks for sure, man. If you want to send stuff over, do it. Let's see it. Let's see it. Send it over. If you guys got mocks you want to share, definitely send them me on Instagram, and I'll check them out for sure. Panzer Shrek Productions, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. All right. So hopefully I don't knock anybody down here. Fordo's gonna have to be a little careful. So I left all these gaps open to kind of go back and fill in later. So that's what yep, and there goes Fordo. All right, Fordo's gonna have to move for a second. All right, let's see. All right, one other thing, let's see where I can find it. Oh goodness, I didn't even notice back here. This probably looks super epic. I've got a lamp back here just shining through the windows. It looks like there's an explosion or something back there. Oh, clone's just gonna fly over somewhere as he's hit. Alright, grab a couple more. I need 1 by 1 here. I also recently found out there's You have light bluish gray, which is obviously the one people use quite a lot. You also have old, like light gray, and then apparently there's another Lego color called very light gray, which I had no idea existed. But I thought that was cool. I've got a couple of them apparently in the collection. So apparently there's a piece called a very light gray on Bricklink, which was cool. So there's multiple light gray colors, but yeah. All right, let's do a. And I also wanted to do an interior on this building. We'll see it when I get around to that, but I really want to do an interior on this one. I feel like I don't have any interiors. It's something people ask about a lot and think would be a cool addition. So I want to do an interior back here, and perhaps this is where I have some of the Muun people, if I can try to figure out how to build those. I know people have put some suggestions in the chat with like, what's his name, Ebony Maw from the Infinity War sets. I would like to have some sort of control room back here to just, I don't know, I think it'd be cool to have an interior for one of these buildings to do that. Because also this side's cut short, so I can't replicate it on the other side, so I might as well make this side open and have it be like these so you can see inside, which I think would be kind of cool. So, alright, let's see what we got here. Fave Bad Batch episode. Yeah, we can get into that if you guys want here. Hopefully if you guys have all seen the most recent episode. We'll give you a little bit of time to mute the stream or something if you haven't yet, but yeah, I was contemplating whether or not doing like a full video for like a Bad Batch Season 1 thoughts, but I was like, I'm not as... Like, I focus on Lego stuff, that's my thing, but I just had a lot of thoughts on Bad Batch, and I know a lot of you guys did too, so I was really thinking about doing a video like that, but finale, I don't know how you guys feel about it. I'm actually curious to see, so you guys can put your thoughts here in the chat to let me know, but let's see here. Put that there. 1 second, we'll get into it. Yeah, Instagram's it should be the exact same as here on YouTube. So Lego_Gavin_Productions should be the same, yeah. Scott Davis coming in hot right away. Sorry, but it was weak sauce. Wasn't my favorite episode, but it was pretty good from Danao. Rest in peace, Danao. Thought it was okay. I'm kind of with you guys. I think I've seen this opinion kind of thrown around a little bit, was that they should have just released the previous 2 episodes together instead of making us wait a week in between, because nothing really big happened in this last episode, which you don't need to have something big happen every time, but it was just the aftermath of the previous episode of them just escaping. And it was a very linear, like, you know, they covered a distance. They didn't really do anything spectacular. They just escaped the facility. And of course we had some good stuff with Crosshair and Hunter and Omega too. I think this was Omega's, might have been her best episode in my opinion, which I really found myself liking the character a lot more than I thought I would. So I was wrong on that prediction. Before the show started, I was really worried about Omega, but by the end I thought she was a really, really strong character. Thought the finale was okay. Just a lot of loose ends kind of that they set up that didn't really come through, mainly speaking about the clone uprising. I think that was a massive missed opportunity to do a clone uprising on Kamino. I know they probably wanted to do their own thing and do something different, but I just think that storyline of the Clone Rebellion is just one of the coolest storylines in Star Wars. And whether you do it like they did it in Legends, where the Kaminoans start making new clones, or in my opinion what they probably could have done that would have been more impactful was just have the clone troopers turn against the Empire, and then you could have had clones versus clones, or clones versus stormtroopers. And I just think it would have been such a cool story point. And imagine how tragic that would have been, the finale, watching the clone troopers rise up on Kamino, and then the Empire does the same thing. They destroy Kamino, but they destroy it because there was this huge rebellion. So then all of the clones die, like on a lot, not all of the clones obviously, but maybe thousands and thousands of clones die on Kamino because they're trying to rebel against the Empire. So the season finale would be this massive big battle, like TK troopers versus clone troopers. Maybe some clone troopers stay with the Empire, and then the Kaminoans are there, and the Bad Batch shows up, and they're all kind of clone rebellion. You know, the clones are back together fighting the Empire, and then the Empire just says, screw it, we're just going to blow up Kamino. So then they blow up Kamino. But all the clones are still there. I think like something like that would have been cool, but what they presented to us I think was great. Animation looked great, of course. Lighting, I'm into cinematography, so watching all the lighting stuff was spectacular. And the character work, of course, was great, except for Echo, which I could go on another huge rant. Echo is, somebody called him a piece of furniture in the show, and I think that's giving too much credit to the show. He's more like an inanimate object. He's a rock. He's I guess a couch is an inanimate object, but he's like a rock. He just sits there with his smooth head, which has some stuff in it, but they treated Echo so poorly. And again, I've said this before, it seems like when they were writing this, they just completely ignored Echo and everything he's been through and just was like, Clone Wars? Huh? What was the Clone Wars? So that sucked, especially since, a lot of Clone Wars fans like myself, Echo's our boy, and they sidelined him, even though in my opinion he has the deepest, most tragic story arc of all the Bad Batch, and they completely ignored him for some reason. I don't know why. I'm completely baffled why they didn't do that. I would love to see somebody, more like a writer or somebody, come out and please explain why you just decided to completely ignore Echo as a character. It's perplexing, really. I just don't understand it. There's so much that could have been done and should have been done with a character that we've known, or at least me personally, I've grown up with Echo and thought he was dead for years. Like years and years and years, I thought he was gone, and then seeing him brought back and be like all the exciting possibilities that they would do with him, especially after they announced they're going to do a Bad Batch show. I was like, wow, they can do so much with Echo, with everything with fives, and being stuck on Skako Minor, all this crazy stuff, and watching all of his clone brothers, betray the Jedi. Instead, he just acts indifferent about it. He's kind of like, oh, that was weird, and then that was it. I just feel like there was a lot there that they didn't do with Echo, which I guess it's whatever. People are saying he had development in the Clone Wars, which he did, but I don't think that excuses the fact that he should have had development in this one. I think it's goes together. You can't just ignore that character, in my opinion. But overall, I thought we had some great episodes. The very first episode, I think, was spectacular. I thought that was a great piece of Star Wars content in general. It was incredible. First episode was incredible, and then kind of from there, it just kind of, in my opinion, started to go down a little bit. I think some of the highlight episodes were, I really loved the Ryloth episode, the second one in particular. I love the first one too because we stayed away from the Bad Batch. I love the Bad Batch, but I really was looking for that thing like what Clone Wars does, where you cut to different perspectives, so you can make it feel like this big galaxy, and you have all these different perspectives. In politics, somebody brought this up earlier. Wish you had more politics in Bad Batch. Yeah, most marvelous. I can't believe the lady pad was still intact. Yeah, and the ship was just sitting there. I was like, yeah, it's fine. Ship is fine. Don't worry about it. Empire didn't see it. Cloaking device or something. But I had a hunger for the bigger galaxy, for the politics of a democracy into the Empire, how the Empire was taking action throughout all these worlds, and we started to get sprinkles of it, which I loved that, but then we would kind of get away with it, and then we'd go into some side mission with the Bad Batch, and it just was, I really wanted more of that world building, like Clone Wars did, where you cut to different perspectives. So I really liked the Ryloth episodes. First episode was great, Ryloth episodes were great. The Gregor episode was really good with Scorch. That was pretty awesome. That one to me felt like most kind of Clone Wars-ish, where they're just running through hallways, blasting each other. I just loved that. And then the finales I thought were okay. It was definitely more character focused, not a ton of action. Seeing Kamino destroyed was sad, although I'll still make the argument that it makes no logical sense for the Empire to destroy that. It just seems like an excuse to destroy Kamino, when it's like, well, I know the Empire is supposed to be dumb, and they're supposed to be hypocrites, and they're supposed to be very ignorant, but they're also they're technical. They're still how should I say this? They're dumb, but they're still smart. They held an iron fist over the galaxy for 25 years, right? It just doesn't make sense that they would blow up Kamino. That's again, I like the Legends and the Battlefront 2 campaign, where they said, instead of destroying all this, nice technology, they just went in and did a different template and cloned them. But that being said, destroying Kamino, that was a very emotional scene. Watching Kamino be destroyed like that, it was very tragic, but I still was like, the Empire really gonna do that? It seems like a very dumb move on their part. That's a huge value of resources they're just blowing up. But yeah, I think overall, it was, for sure, I think everyone can agree on this. We like the Bad Batch a lot more now than we did at the start of the season. Or especially after the Clone Wars episodes. Bad Batch was just kind of I don't know about these guys, but Now, of course, I think they're absolutely spectacular. I think we all really love the characters. But just you can tell there's just, in this, it's season 1, granted, right? We're going to get more episodes. We're going to get to season 2. You can just kind of tell they're just these small things that are like there, but they just can't reach them yet. Like Echo, the clone uprising, seeing the galaxy during the Empire, like we're just barely reaching there, and then we're just kind of going away from it to get to the side missions. So I hope we get rid of the side missions. No offense to that Sid character, but see you later. Let's not have her in there anymore. Let's get the Bad Batch doing something more exciting and maybe going to help Rex. That would be really nice. That would be great, actually, if they started to go help Rex. But yeah, I just want to get away from the side missions. It's Boss Nass from episode 1. This is going to be really embarrassing, but he's like, "Brrr, be gone!" From episode 1 with Boss Nass. That's what anytime Sid gets on screen, that's what I'm yelling. Be gone! You so banished! So. But yeah, I think the nice thing is we now have exciting places where the show can go. There's very exciting possibilities now where the show can go. I'm hoping next season we get more tie-ins to the overall rebellion with Rex and everything like that. I hope we just get more of that kind of depth in it, and we don't get these stupid side missions where they're fighting bugs. Especially right after we had all these awesome episodes, and then it was just like, and just stopped. But I think the show, of course, from a technological perspective, was spectacular. Everything on the technical stuff was great. Great character work besides Echo. Great character work for everybody else. There just wasn't a ton of... to me, I just got distracted by these side missions when there was a lot of other exciting things happening in the galaxy that they're not really covering. So I'm definitely looking forward to the next season. I just hope we stop the side missions. Let's get into it. Let's really get into this. Is a gritty time period. We got teases of it, like when Crosshair and his like execution squad, like we're fighting Saw Gerrera's rebels. Like that's it right there. So I hope we get to it. But yeah. Let's see. Let's go back up here. I'll kind of read you guys' comments. I kind of got carried away as I normally do, but justice for Echo is what we need. More action. I kind of was thinking about that. Part of the reason why I think there's not a lot of action is the show is, from a technological standpoint, probably so expensive to produce and make everything look that good that maybe they don't have enough money left over for action. I wouldn't be surprised. You're also having a lot more smaller engagements because it's only a squad of 4. You're not having these massive armies fighting each other, which I thought a Clone Uprising would be cool because you have 2 massive armies fighting each other. You're just not going to get that. It's going to be small squad tactics, maybe less action. That's kind of just because there's only 4 of the Bad Batch guys, and you're not going to get any of them just getting shot like a random clone trooper. So there's stuff like that. That's why if they get like the Saw Gerrera stuff, they're actually fighting and people are taking casualties, made it a little more exciting, a little more of intense. But let's see. Cool to see Commander Fox rebel against the Empire. Commander Fox to get a redemption arc, but although I think they did close out his story in a comic book. Spoiler alert, I think Vader snaps his neck. So let's see. Cheese on Top likes the first episode, of course, a great one. The Rex one, Ryloth ones, Gregor. I'm in agreement with you. The only reason I didn't like the first Rex one was because they completely ignored Fives and they threw them to the side and wasted that. Probably one of the best and the most emotional conversations between 2 characters in Star Wars we could have ever had, between Rex and Echo. I'm talking about Fives and how Fives, he died and he had this conspiracy that he was trying to get out there and Rex didn't believe him. But even though Rex didn't believe him, Fives' information still ended up saving Rex and Ahsoka. And how many other countless people are Rex and Ahsoka going to save? So Fives really helped that. I think that just would have been such a powerful episode or moment for Echo to be so sad to hear about his friend, but then Rex be like, hey, because of Fives' actions, I'm alive, Ahsoka's alive, and then however many more people they're going to help are also going to be saved. So, and that's all because of Fives. I just think we missed out on that. Most Marvelous is saying all awesome ideas, but not the best, or all awesome episode ideas, but we got not the best. So yeah, I kind of agree. Well, yeah. The side missions I just think maybe they were exciting for a different audience, but for me personally, I just wasn't really into them. So, but the War Mantle episode, if you're gonna do a side mission, that's how you do it. You know what I mean? Like, show some of that stuff. Like the Raxus one was, I thought, good, except for it started off really interesting with the Separatist senator trying to speak to the people, and then he kind of defies the Empire. And then the rest of the episode kind of just was like, you know. So again, that's where it's kind of touching the surface. But like, imagine if that whole episode, it wouldn't have been some just, you know, mission of rescuing the senator. If they would have just stayed on Raxus, maybe the Bad Batch wasn't in this episode, and it was just about how the clones came in and pretty much captured, you know, the separatist forces. Maybe there were some separatist guards, you know, maybe they reactivated some secret battle droids and the clones have to fight them in the city, or really the clones going in and wiping out. I've talked about this before, but when I saw that episode, I really thought of a lot of real world things. That Raxus episode of how, like, you know, the rest of the separatist parliament that we saw in the Clone Wars more than likely would have been either killed or they would have been sent to some sort of camps, labor camps, if we're just looking at real world history. So I feel like if an episode would have focused on the clones coming into Raxus and just like kicking down the doors to the parliament and taking everybody hostage or killing anybody and kind of showing them how brutal the clones had become, I thought that would have been cool. That's the stuff that I'm interested in, and not as much the Bad Batch characters, even though I do like them a lot. I'm more interested in what is going on in the galaxy. That guy was essentially a cock droid. He really was. I've been taking my 501st clones and turning them into Starcore. A bold move. 327th is really cool though, man. Gregor and Rex to go save Hauser. Yes, Hauser was spectacular. Here's my question. During the episode where they rescued Gregor, Rex called Gregor a close friend or something like that. I'm like, huh? I mean, maybe they served with each other. I know Gregor was, I think, part of the 212th, right? And he fought at the Battle of Sarish, so maybe Rex was at that battle and they kind of knew each other. But I never got the sense that Rex and Gregor really knew each other during the Clone Wars. And maybe when Gregor came back after he got blown up, him and Rex met up, but that was kind of like a weird like timeline thing where I was like, well, I don't think Rex and Gregor ever really knew each other that well. I guess they knew each other either before Gregor went missing or when Gregor returned from being blown up on, oh gosh, dang it, I forget the world. It's where they get the Rhydonium. I don't remember what world that is, but where Gregor goes down. Yeah. Echo's Gonk Droid, the Gonk Droid almost got more character development than Echo. Sorry, I'm way behind on the chat, so I'm just trying to get through this. We didn't see Echo's emotion on Camino, exactly. Yeah, it's like Echo's just not there. Yeah, the clones in the... That's a good point, Joseph. The clones in the Venator, something's going on. That's why I still have hope for some sort of clone uprising, because they kind of teased that, where the clones are like, the clone's voice, great acting by D. Bradley Baker on that one clone trooper on the bridge, really sold it, that he was like saying with pain that Camino was destroyed. Most marvelous, you make a mini and Axis mock. Nice, man. That's such a beautiful planet. It's really cool. No, it's odd, but I enjoyed the darker aspects of Bad Batch. Thought it was interesting. The emotions of the squad. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is the darker stuff would have been. It's a dark time, so I thought they really were going to dive into it. Especially they were selling it as this kind of sequel to Clone Wars, and Clone Wars gets very deep and dark, and I was just kind of expecting that same thing, and we definitely got some of it. And then we would go rescue a Rancor. You know. Oh dang, man, you got some clones? Yeah, dude, if you want to send me a message on Instagram, for sure, dude. I'm definitely in need of some more clones for the mock. I don't have a ton for this particular mock, so yeah, send me a message on Instagram, man. It's awesome. Oscar, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, General Kenobi. Hello there. Let's see, Scott Davis saying, all right, I'm caught up here. All right. Scott Davis saying, I like the darker stuff because it's dark time in the galaxy. That's what I mean, yeah. Let's see, Trooper back down here. Trooper Gio saying that's what the commandos should have been used for in the show, as opposed to instructors who have been used to assassinate separatist politicians. So that's what, because again, the whole point, and again, I'm super into history, so I'm kind of bringing it in, but you know, in terms of the separatists parliament, if they would go and wipe them out, it's like, hey, these guys already pretty much in their minds were, yes, Abafar, that's the planet. Thank you, most marvelous. It's Abafar. Thank you. They would have gone to wipe them out because they're like, hey, these guys, most likely, these separatist parliament are the guys that are going to start some sort of rebellion or some sort of trouble. We need to take them out immediately. And then just say, hey, these guys started the last war. It was all their fault, even though you could, you maybe could blame the Republic, and also Palpatine started the whole thing. So, but that's how you would sell it to like the populace was, hey, the Separatists started the war and we had to take them all out because they would have started another one. So I just think there's a lot of, and again, I'm super into the history stuff and the political history and stuff like that. So, you know, maybe that's not something other people are interested in. Maybe the writers, the showrunners, or maybe an audience, a Disney Plus audience. But I don't know. I feel like a lot of people in the chat, we've talked about this quite a lot. Bringing in history and real world events really makes Star Wars and what made Clone Wars really good was a lot of those elements. So, Brad Bricks, let's see what we got here. I want an Imperial Battle Pack with 1 Clone Commando, 1 TK Trooper, and 2 Crosshair Troopers. Are we just calling those like Elite Squad Troopers or something like that? I forget what they were called. Again, I didn't mention this. Spectacular to see some Clone Commandos. When I saw those, I was just like, they looked so beautiful, and this is something that we've wanted to see for years, a decade, really. Gregor was like the only commando we ever saw, and it was cool to see Gregor, and his armor was awesome, but I think me and a lot of other people, I think we're also always just wanting to see a plain commando because that was such a cool design. So to see a bunch of plain commandos was, oh my goodness, that was just awesome. I love seeing those plain commandos. And then Scorch, I know Disney isn't confirming it was Scorch, but I'm saying that was Scorch. How awesome was that to see Scorch? That was just so cool. So seeing all the commandos, and I know there was a new commando design. I don't know if you guys saw, there was a new commando design in the last episode. There was like had some sort of gray design to it at the end. It was with Nala Se at the end when they're taking her off the shuttle. There's some like gray commandos, which I thought was cool, kind of like the Kaminoan gray clone troopers, but on a commando. Also, that planet, that mountain looks absolutely incredible. Whatever that base is, like, that's incredibly cool. I don't know we don't know the name of that place yet, but like people are gonna build that in Lego, that mountain, that base mountain, and man, is it gonna be cool. That looks so awesome. That was so cool. Alright, we'll expand that a little bit. Let's see. Hey, Blackbird Motion Studios, what's up, man? Dark Times comics are awesome. I have heard a lot about the Dark Times comics. I know people are huge fans of those. I gotta get around to reading those sometime. Bad Batch was a disappointment for you. Okay, I can see why. I think it's also, the show was a lot different than what everybody was expecting. The way it was pitched, and from the trailers. The trailers for sure like sold at almost a different show than what we got. Maybe not, I don't know. I just remember the trailers being so like, oh, this is gonna be gritty and dark and stuff like that. And the show had its moments, of course, no doubt about that. But also we all just kind of thought it was going to be kind of this Clone Wars follow-up, where maybe we'd be jumping to different perspectives and we'd be getting kind of these more world-building things. But they really took more of a, I'm going to call it the Rebels approach, where they kind of stayed with a very small group and followed them with their ship, and they're going planet to planet, they're doing all these things, which I know a lot of people love that format, and I think it's cool, but I prefer the Clone Wars format because I think you can get so many more interesting stories out of a format like that where you're jumping back and forth between different perspectives. So, see, darkest scene in Clone Wars is when Maul and Savage are together, and Maul goes, "Yeah, what's he say? How do you get the attention of the Jedi? It's slaughter. What do you say? Slaughter of the innocents without mercy, or whatever his line is. It's like, oh, such a dark, because he just ignites the lightsaber, and then in the background, kind of out of focus, I think you've got like all the villagers, which it's like, oh, that was like, whew, that was very dark. Of course, we also have Savage when he throws his saber. We are the Black Sun, and then Savage just throws his lightsaber and just, yeah. It seems the decision to join us is now up to you. And the guy's like, after careful consideration, we will join you. that scene's like, I remember watching that just like, and not to mention Ahsoka, when she's captured by Death Watch, when she does that little move and just slices all of them, and it's like, wow. We saw some stuff in the Clone Wars, guys. It was pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. Alright, so yeah, I got a bunch more 1x1 light bluish gray plates, which have been so helpful for the road design. Security Commando, yeah, I think that's what they were gonna call it. Technically, we saw Commandos in Clone Wars Season 6, Episode 3 on Kamino, did we? Maybe we did. I can't remember. Maybe we did. I don't like this. The lost episodes, the Season 6 ones. I haven't watched those in a while. Do we see Commandos? I remember we see like the ARC 170. The ARC 170 pilots for the first time, and I was like, whoa, that was cool. Like seeing those ARC 170 pilots, but I don't remember seeing a Clone Commando. Maybe I'm misremembering. Either way, I love like the plain Clone Commandos. I just think they're so cool. I don't know why. I don't know why, but I just think they're awesome, and I hope we see more of them in next season. Nice. And the other thing about it, the only problem. Let's see here. Hey, G-Bricks, what's up, my man? Hope you had a good week. Hope you've been having a good one. Brad Bricks is saying people think this mount from the Thrawn trilogy. I never read the Thrawn trilogy, but I did hear people talking about that. Yeah, G-Bricks, I think I got to think about it a little more, but I think I'm leaning more and more towards moving that building so we can see the center of the build a little more, and maybe moving the gunship crash to the middle. It's a tough choice. It's a very tough choice, but I think I might end up doing that. We'll see. I'm probably like 90% in favor of doing that right now. So let's see. Captain Rex, what's up, man? Clone Commandos and Bad Batch, such a disappointment. So I think the reason for Clone Commandos not really doing much is because, and this is another thing, is you're following just the Bad Batch, and you're not going to have some like, commandos just take out the Bad Batch, especially like, halfway through the season, or the last, I guess it wasn't halfway through the season, but anyway, it makes the commandos not seem as effective because they're not hitting their targets because it's the Bad Batch, and no one's really going to go down. Compared to Gregor in the Clone Wars, where we saw him take out a ridiculous amount of droids in a matter of minutes. You just can't really have that with this show because you only follow the core members of the Bad Batch, and no one's just going to get randomly taken out by a Clone Commando. Maybe they will, I don't know, but I think that's why the Clone Commandos maybe don't seem as effective, is because they're just running around getting stunned, and they're not really taking anybody out. Even Scorch, like, he gets some cool hand-to-hand stuff, and then he just gets stunned because you can't have him really take anybody out. Compared to if Scorch was like taking out a bunch of droids or rebels, you could see him take out like a whole squad's worth of guys, and he would have been like, wow, that would have been so cool. So I think that's kind of the risk by putting in all these commandos, is they can't really do anything against the Bad Batch. So, oh yeah, Trooper, yeah, Clone getting cut in half multiple times. Security doors, move or you'll be cut in half. Panzer Shrek, I'm glad you keep reminding me because I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. Okay, you could see commandos in the background. Okay. Well, Trooper, here's why I say that the Delta Squad thing is because it's so short. Like, it was awesome. Don't get me wrong, but it was so short. It was such a short scene they were in, and you only get like 1 or 2 shots of them, and you don't even see you see all of them on the shuttle, and then they kind of cut to the close-ups of all the Jedi, and you don't really see them. So it's just nothing that I was super excited about. I wanted to see them in action, like I really wanted to see them in action. Would have been cool, but of course seeing them was cool. It just never was something that I was like, I don't know. See, if we would have gotten an episode of them like focused on them, like going out and doing missions, then that would have been like, this is awesome. But, yep, the Svajo press arc, yeah, yep. After they go to Devron to get those 2 Jedi, Obi-Wan's like, it's a reckless, impulsive animal, I think he said, or something like that. Hey, Bacon Bricks, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, my friend. Welcome to the stream. What do you think of the retcon? So, I can't remember. We probably talked about this sometime along like when we were talking about the first episode, but I have read the Kanan comic, and I remember the Kanan comic being really good. Just kind of everything about the comic was really fun. I personally didn't mind changing the stuff because I do like Kanan lining up and everything. It's very satisfying if you read all the stuff. I kind of stopped reading a lot of the stuff a while ago because I just couldn't really keep up and wasn't really too interested that much anymore. And I think if you have to pick, I think shows and movies are definitely going to take a priority over comics. And you still have, part of me is like, that's really annoying. And my OCD is like, why can't it just line up? But at the same time, I'm like, it's okay. You still have the base ideas are there. You just kind of change certain things. I don't really get why they changed the lightsaber color. That to me doesn't make any sense. And they also changed the color of Commander or Captain Gray. That also is a little confusing. So some of the things I don't really get, but you still get the overall kind of base ideas down. The other thing I don't get is I wonder why they chose to do Kanan and not just a random Jedi. We all thought he was Kanan was going to come back in the season, and that's why they used him. But he didn't, so maybe he'll come back in another season. But it was kind of peculiar that they decided to use him and not just a random Jedi. But Clone Wars wasn't afraid to show some stuff. You're right, man. Yeah, I'm with you, Captain Rex. I'm with you. I'm with you, man. Took 4 stuns to stun Scorch. It really did. He is a beast. The other question is, where's the rest of the boys? I know Sev's probably somewhere on Kashyyyk, which I would love if the Bad Batch found Sev and then Sev joined their team as the sniper. Because the Bad Batch is missing a sniper. So I've always thought that would be cool. To have Sev, play a major part would be cool. But I know some people threw around the idea of possibly, gotta move this build without breaking hands. Threw around the idea of Crosshair joining Delta Squad because they don't have Sev anymore. I thought that would be interesting too, but I don't know. It seems like we got commandos all over the place now, which is interesting because it's really cool to see, but at the same time, it's like what makes the commandos so cool is that there's very few of them during these missions. There's very few of them during the missions, and the fact that they're able to complete these missions with very few men makes it really interesting. Some more pieces going here. All right. Ooh, keep knocking things over. Let's see. Clone Wars, we could have had Bane versus Boba, but instead we got Who Dumps the Spice. I'm telling you, the Son of Dathomir got the comic, but if that would have been made into episodes, that might have been people's favorite arc. I personally think it would have been cool if we would have had the Son of Dathomir instead of the Sisters arc, because honestly, I don't know if we learned anything new about Ahsoka. I know those episodes are supposed to highlight Ahsoka, but I don't feel like I learned anything that I didn't already know about Ahsoka. I know she always wants to help people. I know she's technically what you would call a true Jedi, in my opinion. So I kind of already, and a lot of the public didn't like the Jedi and the war, and I kind of already felt like we knew those things. The Son of Dathomir comic ties into Siege of Mandalore. Like, that's how you know what happens to Maul. People who are going to go back and watch Clone Wars and see where that Maul gets captured by Palpatine in Season 5, they're going to have no idea what happened to Maul and how we got back to Mandalore. So I felt like if the Son of Dathomir would have done that instead of the Martez Sisters arc, that would have been cool. Because I'm telling you, that would have been so awesome. You have the red Death Watch guys fighting against droids. So the red Mandos versus droids, Darth Maul versus Grievous versus red Mandos. Like, it would have been crazy. Obi-Wan is in there. Cody and the 212th, I think, are also in there as well. Dooku is just crazy. It's crazy. It's a crazy arc. It would have been awesome to see, but yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, Commander Gray was in red. That's why I thought he was red or something like that, and they changed him to green. Hey, Cookie Crumbs Animations, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you, dude. Glad to have you. Welcome. Hope you had a great week, dude. Styles, that was the other clone that looked really cool in that comic. I remember that. That was cool. Let's see if I can't grab these. All right, let's get some. How's that looking? Interesting. Sorry, I'm just looking at the build here. Grab some of these boys. Let's get them going over here. Let's see. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay. All right, going back into the chat here. Clone Bricks, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome, my friend. Welcome, welcome. Alrighty. Didn't Dave Filoni say the Bad Batch arc in Season 7 was for Rex? I think it was. They kind of went Rex, Ahsoka, and Rex. So, like, Rex had his own arc. Ahsoka had her own arc, and then they kind of had their two arcs combined, I guess. But I'm telling you guys, if you haven't read the Son of Dathomir comic, it is spectacular. And if you read it, you're just going to wish that we got it in the full animation. I still have hope that they could do it as like a special movie, like a Disney Plus movie, where they could do an animated movie of the Son of Dathomir or Dark Disciple, which was another spectacular book, and it would have been an awesome Clone Wars arc. I think it was going to be like 8 episodes or something crazy like that. So I still hold out hope that perhaps we can get like some sort of Son of Dathomir like movie on Disney Plus. We probably won't, but how cool would that be? I mean, that would be just awesome. Same with Dark Disciple. I just think it would have been, man, that would have been so cool. Dark Disciple is such a good book. Such a good book. Let's see. G-Prix is back. What's up, man? I honestly think Rampart's gonna get killed by Vader in 2 or 3. He seems like the guy that's gonna get, yeah, he's gonna get choked by Vader. He does seem like that guy. You know what I mean? He really does. And it's also one of those things where it's like, to the audience, like, hey, Darth Vader's gonna kill this guy that took out Kamino. There you go. You're welcome. Let's see. Denal saying maybe we'll get the lost missions with arcs like Son of Dathomir, Crystal Crisis, Boba for Spain, and Bad Batch maybe. Bad Batch on Kashyyyk maybe. I don't know. They might be done, but I just think like imagine just like a special event movie of like Son of Dathomir in comic form. I think that would just be really cool. All right. Oh, Son of Dathomir has an audio comic? That's cool. That's actually really cool. That sounds awesome. That sounds really cool. Blackbird. Let's see what we got here. Anyways, Muunilinst is looking awesome. Thanks, man. Fan of 2003. Oh, yeah, 2003 Clone Wars is great. Still think it's a better in-between episode 2 and 3 in terms of story. Interesting. I know a decent amount of people who actually have that opinion. I like both the 2003 Clone Wars and 2008 Clone Wars. I have more attachment to the 08 Clone Wars, but I also always used to watch the 2003 Clone Wars, like Volume 2, because I have it on DVD. I like both. I do think if you're looking at what fits in, like what's closer to the movies, I think obviously 2003 is like really, really close to how everything goes in the movies, just because it was made while Episode 3 was being made, right? It was made in between Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith, so you get a lot more like everything's very tied in. The way the clones act is pretty much the same as they do in the movies. Anakin is acting very similar. All these things, but of course, 08 Clone Wars, you get a lot of world building. You get some awesome battles. You get some great character development. You get introduced to all these new characters and perspectives. So I really do love both. If people ask like which do you prefer, like I love both. They're too different to compare, in my opinion. They do things differently in 2D animation versus 3D animation. You have these massive battles like Muunilinst, and you've got Umbara, which is also awesome. So like I couldn't pick between the two. I love both. But 2003 Clone Wars or Bad Batch? 2003 Clone Wars. Hopefully Bad Batch will come around and maybe like say after next season we'll be like super excited about it. But I don't know. It's also, we gotta keep in mind that it's also season 1 of the show, so like things could change. Season 1 of shows, it's kind of like when the show's kind of figure out what they're doing and kind of how they're going to play. out in the long run, so it could change quite a bit. You know, I think it's going to change a lot in season 2. I hope. But you know, the season 1 is always kind of a rough season sometimes. I know a lot of people aren't huge fans of Clone Wars season 1, but I grew up with that. I was a kid when Clone Wars season 1 came out, so I love season 1, and I honestly do think there's some spectacular episodes in there, some of the best of the show. When we're talking about Hidden Enemy or Rookies, I think they're like just some of the best episodes, but generally season 1s can be a little bit rough. So I wouldn't be surprised if some things change in the show, which is good. That's good. Let's see, how does that look? Oh goodness, let's do that. Try not to break anything. All right, Scott Davis, you really like both. That's, yeah. There's something special about 03 Clone Wars. It's pretty awesome. Just the scale of the battles are just crazy. They're all going full auto, and it's crazy stuff. And the Jedi at 2003 Clone Wars are just like legends. It's pretty crazy. Mace Windu punching battle droids. It's just crazy. Uh-oh. That guy flew out of nowhere. Alright. Sometimes these plates are a pain to get out sometimes, but that's alright. Alright, 1 second here, guys. I just gotta repair this and then I'll... Oh, goodness, Fordo. Take cover! Come on. There we go. Cool. Cool. Alright. What do we got? What do we got here? I think the UCS gunship is a good look into how long it takes to set to be made, 1.5 years. Yep. Oh yeah, they always are handed. You can see it very clearly in the, I think the sequel sets, like how many things change from the sequel sets to the actual show, or to the actual movies. But yeah, they get the concept art way in advance to make the sets. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Bad Batch is already going to come out next year, which is really cool, which means they're either working on the Bad Batch right now, or they may even be done with season 2. They're probably working on it right now, but probably pretty close to being done, which is really cool. Let's see, what do we got here? The reason I think Rampart is going to get killed by Vader is because it's very clear that Rampart hates clones. We all know Vader thinks clones are superior to the enlisted men. Otherwise, I think, I mean, you do bring up a good point. I also think Rampart might become classic Imperial, where he just becomes too, like, he's like, you know, he thinks he gets a little too big for himself. He's like, yeah, I took out Kamino, you know, he's like, he kind of gets all big, and then Vader's like, and just puts him in his place, you know. Kind of like Krennic, where he's like, still in command, and then, careful not to choke on your aspirations, director. Like, something like that. Battle of Coruscant is clearly missing in Clone Wars, but both shows are awesome, yeah. I think the only reason it's, again, I mean, we get mentions of it in Clone Wars Season 7, actually, but like, the Chancellor has been kidnapped, or no, Bad Batch. Yeah, in Bad Batch, where they're like, the Chancellor has been kidnapped, and then Anakin and Obi-Wan went to rescue him. I also just think the Battle of Coruscant, like, that 3D animation is expensive, so trying to do Battle of Coruscant would have been so extremely expensive. Would have been the biggest battle in the entire show. Umbara would have been, like, felt super small compared to it. That 3D animation just costs a lot more than 2D animation, I believe, so trying to do the Battle of Coruscant to the scale that it's supposed to be, like, just based on episode 3, how many ships are up there? Like, the ground battle would have been just massive, not to mention, like, the civilians and the buildings, the speeder bikes, and just, like, the speeders that just the civilians were riding. Like, it would have been all the lights from the buildings, the destruction of the buildings. It just would have been a huge undertaking that probably would have cost them too much to do, you know? But man, seeing the Battle Coruscant in that 3D animation would have been so good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Trooper. It's like, why'd you blow up Camino? Doesn't make any sense from a strategic standpoint. It's like, wait a second. You know how many resources there are there? You could literally have infinite amount of troops almost if you would just don't blow it up. Predicts a clone would fly, yeah. Get casualties all over the place. Oh yeah, the urban combat would have been awesome. I think the other thing you bring it up here, seeing the shock troopers, like, shock troopers look so good in the Clone Wars, and we really only see them in action in the with Commander Thorn, where they're like, yeah, let's move, fall back. You know, it's like, oh, the Republic, and they all get taken out. But seeing them in that urban combat setting would have been really cool. I love the idea of shock troopers moving in squads down like streets, like shooting up at windows and taking fire from different directions. I just think it's like the shock troopers patrolling in the Coruscant, like on the lower levels. I think this is so cool. I don't know. There's just something really satisfying in that to me. Watching like shock troopers just like in an urban setting with like gray and dark gray and stuff. Probably just a Lego, you know, the Lego in me, but. All right. Let's add a little bit more here. Excuse me, Mr. Fordo. Let's go here. Sure. Just trying to gauge how I want this path to go, because it's really going to depend on a few different things. But we'll see here in a second. Thought was unique on Coruscant as Shaak Ti gets tied up instead of Grievous killing her. That was quite odd that Grievous sliced everybody else but then just kept her alive. I feel like I remember it having something to do with, since they were making it the same time as Revenge of the Sith, that they didn't know what they were going to do with Shaak Ti, because in the deleted scenes of episode 3, Shaak Ti is taking, you know, she's been captured and she's on Grievous's ship, and like Grievous kills her when Obi-Wan and Anakin try to rescue her. So I'm guessing they just didn't know what they were going to do with her, so they probably had her captured, and then because Grievous was going to take her, and then George was like, well, we're not going to do that anymore, she's not on the ship, so they probably just left her there. I'm guessing that had something to do with it, was they made it, and then they're like, well, we changed it in Revenge of the Sith to where she's not on the ships, and then they went back in and added that in with her, where Grievous left her there. That's my prediction. I don't know if that's true. Reason why the First Order didn't use Clone Army, Rampart, kaboom. Yeah, exactly. It's safely with the First Order. I was like, it's quite odd you chose to go around the galaxy and try to enlist people, and take all that time and resources to go to people to try to enlist them, when you could just make clones. But let's see. Hey, how much the bad rap the shock troopers get? Yeah, I know. Come on. They're doing their job. You know what I mean? They also look really cool. Okay. Shock troopers just also look cool. So I like playing them on Battlefront is really cool too. On EA's Battlefront, the shock troopers do look really, really good. So. Alrighty, let's try that. Let's see. Get that out of there. Alright, let me look here. Alright. Do you think of getting, would you think of getting decaled plain Phase 1 clones? Maybe, but I feel like I suck at decals, and I don't want to spend all the money on decals and then not apply them right and have them look really bad. So yeah, it's a little bit of like, just like, I don't feel like I'm going to do them right, I'm going to mess them up. I'm also wondering, like, so you get the decals, you have to buy the decals, but you also have to buy the full figures too, right? So I'm wondering how much more, price is. If it's cheaper overall to decal clones, or if it's cheaper just to buy them. I know it's really hard to get clones right now, so maybe it is just cheaper to buy clones. So, I don't know. I've seen some awesome ones. I would just be worried I would kind of screw it up and then waste all the money, and I'd be like, oh. So, almost done watching Outer Banks. Nice, man. Nice. I haven't seen that. I know some of my family members watch it, so I see it sometimes when they're watching it. But when I'm walking by in the kitchen, I'll see that they're watching it. Right. So Trooper, let's see what you got here. It's like $350 for a blank Trooper and $150 for a decal sheet. That's actually not bad at all. I don't know why I expected it to be a lot more expensive than that, but if it's not too bad, then maybe I should. I don't know, it seems like it takes a while too. And like, you could spend that time building stuff, but at the same time, it's like I don't have a lot of clones to use on the mock because they're so dang expensive on Bricklink, so maybe it is something I need to look into. So yeah, G-Brick's saying just buy one and try it out. Yeah, maybe I should. Because the other thing is, if it works, it's like, hey, now I can get all my realistic Phase 1 clones, because I don't have too many and they're just way too expensive on Bricklink to do. It's pretty crazy. I have done, in terms of decals, I've done, let's see. I have done water slide decals, which I think are a little different than what you guys are talking about. I've done some World War II decals. So Brickmania used to kind of sell, I don't know if they do any more decals, but they're like the water slide decals. So like I have a couple American troops where I did these decals on them, these ones were easy because you just stick them on there with some water and then just gloss, and of course I dropped him. You just stick some water on there and it goes on the front, and then you just kind of gloss it to give it that nice finish. So these decals I can do, these little water slide ones. I don't have a problem doing these ones. I also have some Russian troops as well that do this, but I don't know what method the newer kind of decals are that like AV figure cells and stuff like that. I don't know what exactly their decals are for those, but the water slide decals I can do. I don't mind the water slide decals. So maybe 10 minutes per one. Okay. Decaling 180s is like 10 minutes. Okay. There's a method to getting blank bodies for 150 than a decal from Jonak from 1. His stuff does look really, really awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen people use it. Oh, the clone decals are water slide? Okay. Interesting. I didn't know that. For some reason, I thought there was some sort of other thing to that. Yeah, if it's water slide decals, then for sure. Let me look. I want to go look up Jonak real quick. Look up that decaler. I haven't seen him in a while. What is it? Jonak? Jonak Toys. Let's see that. Let's see. Wow, these do look good. Oh, and they started printing stuff too, didn't they? I did see this. Oh, goodness. Look at that. I just looked at the 5th Fleet Troopers, which is an awesome... Those are so cool. I used to have a mod on Battlefront 2, the older one, where you could play as these guys. They are really cool. Oh, look, and he's even got decal tutorials. Look at that. I don't know, maybe I should. I was always just under the impression that this was like something that took a long time and that was like very difficult to do. And I'm not very good at this, like some of like painting and kind of this stuff. I wasn't very good at it, but I don't know. Maybe I should try it, guys. The question is, does he just have plain Clone Trooper decals? I'm kind of scrolling through some of his stuff right now, just because that's what I'm in need of for the mock right now, is like the realistic Phase 1 clones. But I mean, I guess I've never really looked through his page before. I mean, everything looks spectacular, of course. Like, these all look great. Let's see. Let's think about it here. So Jonak Toys is cheap and blends in with Lego for sure. Cheaper in the long run. Okay. So 360s are 1 to 2 hours. Okay. I'm guessing most people do 360s, maybe? I don't know. I don't know what would be best. I guess I would don't like. I don't really care for. And by 360, is it like having side print or side printing? side decaling too, because as long as the front and the back, that's fine. I don't need anything crazy. Because as long as it can match, like, you know, one of these fellers right here, just a normal. So these are the ones I can't. The realistic Phase 1 clones are just so expensive right now. It's absurd. I've ranted about this so many times because I'm just like, when did this happen? And it's like, yeah, right after Clone Wars, Siege of Mandalore arcs, all the prices just shot up. That's where it came from. Okay, so we have all legions and plane troopers. Interesting, interesting. Decaling is much less time consuming than painting. Okay. So 180s are the decals that match the Lego figures. Okay. Interesting. Looks like we're getting some resounding, like, resounding recommendations here. I might have to try this, guys. Because we are in a predicament of, and I haven't really thought of this much, is how many clones I'm going to need for the mock and how many I don't have for the mock. You'll notice in my overview video that I did a few months back, I just used the Clone Wars clone troopers because I just didn't have enough to fill the whole mock. So it's maybe something I need to look into just to get more realistic Phase 1 clones, because these guys just look awesome and you cannot find them on Bricklink. So I might look into this a little bit more, guys, so I do appreciate that, because no one's ever pushed me to do the decals. People have just asked, you know, do you ever think about doing it? I was like, eh, and then now you guys are really pushing me, and then you're selling it. I like it. You're selling this. Trying to get Phase 1 clones for Geonosis mock. Okay, yeah, you're definitely going to want a lot for your Geonosis mock, for sure, man. And they're just hard to get on Bricklink. Oh, see you later, MP Bricks. And Force be with you, my friend. Thanks for joining, dude. Clone Bricks, there he is. Hey, man, just wanted to let you know I've got 6 360 animated P1 clones. Nice. Be happy to help out with the mock. So Clone Bricks, you've also done the decals too. Okay. Yeah, I did. Clone Bricks, I did respond to your DM earlier too, man. I know I was a little late. I apologize. I sometimes just get really bad if, like, I see a message and I'm like, yep, gonna respond to that, and then it's like 5 days later I'm like, I forgot to respond to that message. So I apologize for taking so long. So 180 does the front, torso, and the legs, and the back of the torso. Okay. What's the song called? So I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but I can't hear the music. It's only like going through to you guys, so it's not coming out of my speakers because I'm not doing headphones. So I don't know what song is going on right now. But I get all the music from the YouTube audio library, so I usually search like cinematic. They have a cinematic category on there. There's a lot of good stuff on there. Otherwise, just like rap and hip hop, they've got some really good stuff on there too. So some with lyrics, most of them, I find most of them without lyrics, obviously. So let's see. I did 10 Jonak figs in 1.25 hours, and I'm pretty inexperienced. Okay. And you think those turned out pretty well? I'm assuming so. Yeah, I'm assuming so. Yeah, as I'm saying, Bacon, is like I maybe don't even need to do leg stuff. It's more of just the front and the back torsos if I'm really wanting to match the decals for the 2013 clones. Now, do you do helmet decals, and are those hard? Because to me, if the helmet decals seem to be the hardest thing to do. But let's see. Oh, the one I always use in my videos. I think the one you're talking about, I think it's called Vikings. I'm pretty sure. And it's on the YouTube library. That's where I found it. So you should be able to search up. I think it's just called Vikings, which is like, or Viking, something like that. I'm pretty sure. It's a great song. I love it. I use it for all my stuff. I use it for Lego stuff. I use it for like my videography stuff. It's just like, it's a great all-around song. Most Marvelous wants to decal Delta Squad, especially with your profile picture, man. For sure. Pretty well. Helmets aren't too hard. I might have to give this a try. And then if I live stream it, you guys can see me if I fail miserably or if it turns out good. If it turns out good, we're in a dangerous spot if it turns out good, because that means I'm probably just going to start spending too much money on decals and figures. But some more clones. Our boys need some reinforcements up here. They're in dire need of some reinforcements for sure. Fordo and the boys can't hold them off forever. All right. So, I'm trying to think what else to do here. I need to do a little bit more on this building, which I guess I could give you guys a sneak peek of right now. How many guys? 11 people in here? Alright, you guys get a little sneak peek of how tall the building's going to be. Little sneak peek for you guys in here. This will probably be what the next update video is all about, so you guys are getting a little sneak peek. Oh, I just dropped something, of course. So here's the building all the way up there, so it is going to be taller. You can see I'm working on it right now. It's going to be taller, and then the roof is going to go kind of on top like this with some more pillars, and so it's going to be really tall. I think it's going to be the tallest, I mean, it's definitely going to be the tallest building so far in the build, just because it's like I think I said it earlier, I'm basing it off of towers in Muunilinst that you see all the time. So there's a lot of these just giant towers that are just way off in the distance that really give that height and scale to Muunilinst. So I really wanted to include some of those. So I want to do that. The only problem is I'm kind of out of these 1x2 with the groove in the middle. So I don't know what I'm going to do there, but I need to kind of fill in some of these gaps and then put the roof on. But I think it's going to be a decent looking building. We'll see when it's finished what you guys think of it. But that's kind of what we're looking at so far for the building, so that's all cool. I'm excited about it. I mean, the big thing about it is it's going to give it that scale that Muunilinst really needs, is that scale. I think it needs, it's got a good scale so far. I want to make it really, like, as you can see with the minifigure all the way down here, it's just like, I want to give it that scale of like this clone trooper is like really looking up at this building where it's like, oh, hey, that's a tall, very tall building, especially if we start to get some like battles going on up here with sniping positions and stuff like that. Alright, been doing AV helmets for a while and those are pretty easy to do. Okay. And Jonak, I'd probably go with, yeah, Jonak if that's how you pronounce it. But don't have the patience to decal. Scott Davis, nice. So we got, okay, so Spartan and Venom Paintball and Spartan have good tutorials, okay. Buy a blank figure, then buy at least 3 decal sheets in case you make a mistake, okay. Hey, NP Bricks is back. What's up, man? What was a was that one the Clone Wars mock cinematic? What do you mean the mock cinematic? Yes, there was a Clone Wars mock cinematic. That's like one of my, probably the best video on my channel in terms of like editing and stuff, but yeah, that was the song. I think, yeah, if you're talking about the song. Yeah, yep. That was the famous song, for sure. So, can I send a link to your Instagram? Can I do that? Is that a thing? I'd have to sign in, or I'd have to go to YouTube web browser. It's the same. Gbricks, actually, you know what? I am pretty sure I'm following you on Instagram. And it's the same as my YouTube. I'm pretty sure I'm following you on Instagram. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. Oh wait, yep, you found me. Okay, there we go. I just got the notification on my phone, so. Tuscan is here! Everybody take cover, Tuscan is here. I'm late, don't lecture me. Not another lecture, master. Not on the economics of politics, or whatever Anakin says. Everybody welcome Tuscan to the stream. Maybe you should put an explosion at the top of the building. That would be interesting. I think King Jake, I don't know if he's in here today, but he has suggested using, doing the explosions, but doing the translucent dark red color to match the color of the explosions in the show. So in 2003 Clone Wars, the explosions are kind of this reddish color, sort of. So I thought that was a really cool. The idea that I might try to do is make the explosions kind of this red color to match what you see in the show, which would be kind of cool. Very cool, very cool. So the other thing is we've got, after this building's finished, we got 2 more buildings here. You can see one of the outlines right here. I think this one's going to be a kind of a down the middle in terms of like, it's kind of going to be like this tower where I think it's going to be this kind of shape somewhat, but I also kind of want to make it like the other buildings. So it might be kind of an in-between one, but this one might also be a tall tower. But this one, you can kind of see the outline down here. That one's going to be more like this building right here and some of the other buildings where it's kind of this bulkier building with lots of pillars and stuff. So that should be cool. Lego Freak, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. General Kenobi, welcome to the stream, man. 501st follower, nice, there we go. No one messes with the 501st. Alright, let's see here. Continue the road a little bit more. I do gotta say, looking at the mock from, whoa, this angle's kind of cool, actually. I also didn't realize how how big the road of Muunilinst was going to be. It is massive, like in terms of how many space I'm covering with all these tiles and these plates like this towards the front of the mock. There's a huge, huge space in the middle just covered by those. And it's a little flat, so we'll see what I put there. I think there's going to be a lot of speeder bikes in that area. But we might also have a lot of poor clones who tried to run out in the open and tried to go from building to building and then just got sniped by some sniper droids and stuff like that. I'm so excited to do figures on this mock. I want to make this, and Paul is definitely going to come over as well and help me on this, but we're going to set up like the most epic battle ever on Muunilinst. It's going to be so cool. Can't wait to do the speeder bike charges because like the clones there's going to be some brutal stuff. Brutal stuff for the clones on the speeder bike. Let's see. Hey, thanks, Lego Freak. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it, man. Uh-oh, unpopular opinion for Trooper Gio. I always say that wrong. I'm sorry. But I don't like the 501st. What? Buffoonery. Buffoonery. They're too overrated. Interesting. I like all Clone Trooper Legions. No, I mean, I think the 501st is cool. You know, the reason I love the 501st is just because of the old Battlefront games, 2005 Battlefront, Battlefront 2. That's like my favorite game of all time, and I played so many hours of that game. It's definitely my most played game, and that's the mainly reason why I like the 501st is from the Battlefront 2005. Hey, there we go, 26 likes. King Jake, what's up, man? We actually literally I was just talking about you probably 2 minutes ago. I was talking about your idea to make the explosions the dark red color. So, yep, we've got Ahsoka and Maul, the new Ahsoka versus Maul, which I could go switch these out actually if we want. Maybe get Gar Saxton and Darth Maul versus Ahsoka and Bo-Katan. That might be cool. Suddenly compelled to make a Salukami sniper mock. Oh, the one where Rex gets sniped. Yeah. That'd be cool. You have all the figures? Okay, that would be. I don't know if I've seen people do that particular scene from Salukami from season 2. So that's actually, you should do that. You should do that. Tuscan is saying 501st are basic. 327th is where it's at for sure. Mox and more, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream, man. Hope you're having a good one. Welcome. Clone Marine Corps gang, yeah, yep. I'm telling you, that's what I mean. Like, there's no Clone Legion where I'm like, I don't like them. You know, all the Clone Legions are awesome. Even Bomb Squad. That's right. I said it. I do enjoy the Bomb Squad. I do understand they're the meme, and I kind of can. I like the meme. I don't hate the Bomb Squad. You know, a lot of people really don't like the Bomb Squad, but I don't mind the Bomb Squad. I don't mind their design. It is just kind of funny that there's specific squad for that's the color. That's like that design they do for disarming bombs. It's interesting. And then we just never see them again in the show. But yeah, that Commando droid's rifle was ridiculously long. Most Marvelous is coming in with slightly overrated as well for the 501st, but you do like 501st is awesome, but slightly overrated. Interesting. Lego Freaks, 501st is the best. I'm with Bacon Bricks right here. 212th is where it's at. Yeah. Jesus is your general. I have a funny story to tell you about that. I will get to that in a second. But the 41st and the 212th are definitely my favorite. If you had 10,000 of any part for the mock, what would it be? Oh, goodness. Right now, I would love to have... I mean, I've used a lot of the sand green 1x2 masonry brick. I've used a lot of that in the mock, but I don't think you ever can have too many of those. So, like, 10,000 of those, maybe? 10,000 of those would be really, really nice. Yeah, it's just such a great piece. So probably the sand green 1x2 masonry bricks. They just look so awesome. It's a great question, though. Bomb Squad is the 212? Really? Is that true? I know people always used to use Bomb Squad with their 212 because of the orange markings, but well, I guess Bomb Squad's not really a meme. They're more of just like everybody makes fun of Bomb Squad and they don't really like the Lego version, but I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Let's see. Try to pronounce that. Toy of Atome. I'm probably pronounced that entirely wrong. What's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, dude. Thanks for joining. I'm surprised they didn't have gunner armor or something. Very interesting. Oh, bomb squad. Oh, gunner armor for disarming the bombs. Yeah, yeah. Well, the gunner armor that you see in Clone Wars is really nice, though. Just because you can see that it actually comes like a little bit off the chest, so it's actually like a plate, like a chest plate, which is really cool. But yeah, 212 recently has become, probably in the last 3 or 4 years, my favorite. But it always was the 41st, and like the 41st, like Kashyyyk troopers, the kind of scout-like troopers. And then the 212th recently has become my favorite for sure. Let's see. Do you think M&R Productions is too negative? I don't think so. I think a lot of it is also just he's making videos for his audience too. I've met M&R I first met him at Brickworld Chicago 2017. He was super nice. It was awesome to meet him, and then he remembered me in 2018 as well. And he was kind of at the same table as us, and we talked with him again. He was super nice. I was able to film. Somebody came up to him and wanted him to sign an Xbox, and I was like, crazy. I was the only one like there next to him, so he just handed me his camera and asked me if I could record it, and I did. But yeah, some kid walked up and had him sign his Xbox, which was crazy cool. But I was able to record that, which was fun. But he's always been super nice, and anytime I've met him in person, he's been super nice. I obviously haven't seen him since Brickworld Chicago 2019, actually, which is becoming farther and farther away as we speak, which is crazy. But I haven't seen him in that time period. But every time I've seen him, he's been super nice and stuff. And I think it's more he's making videos for an audience. You know, it's kind of if you're passionate about something, as you've seen with me when I comment on Bad Batch, it may seem like I'm really down on the show and hate it, but I actually like the show a lot. I just think there's a lot of elements that could be improved upon, which is why I'm so kind of like passionate about it. So I think a lot of it's passion as well too. But oh no, MP Brex, what's up? It's too bad, MP Brex. What's going on, man? What's going on, man? I think the design is the same, but the color changes depending on the Legion. Okay. Interesting. 2003 Clone Wars DLC and Battlefront would be dope. I mean, anything on the new Battlefront would be nice, but we haven't. Yeah, they just abandoned that game, which is so sad. Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think 212 is Bomb Squad. I think they were just orange. Yeah, I hope everything goes well, MP Breaks. Hope you get better soon, man. Get some sleep if you need to. Drink some water, get some sleep, all that stuff. And the force be with you, my friend. Hope you feel better soon, man. Hopefully we'll be able to entertain a little bit here on the stream. We ever do a Half-Life mock? Probably not. I've never played the games. You know, believe it or not, I know they're very popular, but I've never played them. Oh yeah, the story. Well, we'll get. Yes, for sure, we'll get to the story. What was I gonna say? Is Brickworld Chicago? I don't know if people have heard the story or not, but Brickworld Chicago, 2018. Paul and I were displaying our Etane's mock, which I do like that mock a lot. But we were displaying that mock, and right next to us, right next to our build, Danny, so Lego Buff Productions, was displaying one of his builds. And his build that year was a Jesus mosaic. So it was a mosaic of Jesus and like some robes and everything like that. I think he made it for his local church or something like that. But he was displaying that, and it was right next to our build. And for Etanes, we had the 212th in the city, and they were being led by, of course, the great General Kenobi. And it was during the public days, and a kid and his mom were at our build, and the kid was just looking at our build. And of course, I've spoken about this many times, that's my favorite thing about Brickworld is I like watching all the kids look at the mocks, and they get so excited, and they want to go, you know, they tell their mom they want to go build, and it's just, that's so heartwarming and so humbling. It's so awesome. But they get done looking at our build, and the kid runs over to the next build he looks over at the Jesus mosaic. He's like, Mom, look, it's Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I was laughing. Paul and I were laughing so hard. So that's when you brought up the 212th being led by Jesus. I always remembered the Jesus mosaic that Lego Buff Productions did, and a kid thought it was Obi-Wan Kenobi. Oh, it was great. It was incredible. They were right next to us still, so I was trying not to laugh too much, but my goodness, was it incredible. That tells you everything you need to know about Obi-Wan Kenobi as a character. That kid's going good places. He's going in the right direction if that's where his mind is. So it's just great. I haven't thought about that in a long time, and my goodness. Oh, it's great. I love it. All right. I think the M&R provides a counterbalance the LEGO community needs. Interesting. Favorite Legion is the 91st. 91st is a really cool Legion. Favorite 90s LEGO theme? I'm not sure, man. I don't have anything from that era. I mean, that was way before I started collecting, but I don't know. I'd have to look at all the themes again, because I really do love classic LEGO stuff. Like the old Clone Troopers are always my favorite. So like the old 2005 Phase 2 Clone Trooper design. I love all the older stuff, so there's lots of good stuff. So I don't know if I could pick exactly a favorite, but the castle stuff is really cool. I know there's I think this was 90s, but the Pirates stuff they used to do. I don't know, there's just a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, Bomb Squad is not 212. That's what I was wondering. I didn't think. Oh yeah, 442nd for sure, most marvelous. I'm with you there. 442nd is just incredible. Yeah, Jesus is Obi-Wan. Well, that's not a name I've heard in a long, long time. Plot twist, I was the child. That's a name I haven't heard in a long, long time. It's also great. Another funny story is just like Paul and I like to go a little bit more mature on our figure setups. So yeah, it was Etane's in the caves down below. We had Darth Maul in the caves, and we had him with a light up lightsaber. We had him stabbing a shock trooper through the chest, and the shock trooper was sticking up in the air, and Darth Maul was stabbing up into him. And another kid came by and was looking at all the mock, and he's like, "Oh, this is so cool!" And he was kind of not as excited as the other kids were, but still excited. And he sees Darth Maul and he just jumps up and starts yelling, "Look! Darth Maul stabbing that clone right there in the chest. Look at that, Mom! Look at the Darth Maul stabbing that clone in the chest. That clone's so dead." It's just. And then the mom just I look over at the mom, she's just looking at the kid and just time to move on. Let's go, let's get out of here. And the kid was freaking out about Darth Maul slicing a clone trooper in half. And the mom's like, all right, time to move on. Let's go. Good stuff, I tell ya. Good stuff. That going right there, and maybe not. Let's try. There we go. Boom. Okay. Let's see. Good stuff. Let's see, oh, we gotta plug in. Oh, we gotta plug in the battery. Red alert. Red alert, everybody. Plug in the battery. Hooray! Yeah. Alright, we're good. We're good. Alright, we're all plugged in and charged. Everything's fine here. How are you? Okay. Favorite Bad Batch character? Well, Echo, but he's not really a character. He's a rock in the show. Besides Echo, probably Hunter. Have you ever had any fig incidents before? No, I haven't. I've never lost any figures from people. I may have accidentally left a figure there. I know I've lost some parts 1x2s that maybe fell on the ground, but no, never had any problems. Everyone's really good about that stuff, which is kind of crazy to think about. I mean, it's a convention hall full of, I mean, hundreds of thousands, maybe millions of dollars worth of I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's some crazy builds, not to mention the vendors there, so probably millions of dollars worth of stuff. But no, I've never, I don't, at least the years I've been there, I don't think there's ever been anything in the convention for like figure stealing or anything like that, which is pretty nice. See you later, Most Marvelous. Thanks for joining, man. I don't know how much longer we'll go, but I thank you so much for joining, my friend. Of course, may the force be with you. Lego Freak's also got a head out. No problem, man. See you later, Lego Freak. Thank you for stopping by, man. And may the force be with you. Hope you have a great week. Thinking about that lie that you said it. Yep. Yeah, lots of good stuff from conventions. I'm definitely missing them, that's for sure. Definitely missing those conventions. Got big plans for Chicago, so I want to bring a decent amount of stuff. That'll be very exciting. Maybe a little too ambitious, but that's kind of, that's what I do is too ambitious for a lot of stuff. But it's always fun. So what I'm planning on doing, we'll see if I get around to it. While I'm away at college, I want to bring some stuff for another build series. I did that last year with Project Nightfall. I want to bring something with me up there. Of course, I'd love to do something Star Wars, but the problem right now is all of my dark gray and light gray parts are pretty much in this mock in Muunilinst, so it's a little difficult to bring. I'm kind of out of those parts, so I won't be able to build anything that's like dark gray or light gray, so I'm going to have to do something more like nature-centric, outside in the woods, terrain-based. So I'm thinking about bringing something historical, maybe a World War II thing, because I have noticed a lot of people really do like the World War II builds that I was doing for the start to finish stuff. So I've been thinking about taking something like a World War II thing with me to do while I'm up at college, just to have something to build there. And then when I come home, of course, I'll be doing Muunilinst mock updates and live streams and stuff. But hey, Clone Bricks, no problem, man. Currently grinding some school in a mock. Hey, yeah, you got to get it done, man. You got to get it done. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, man, and I'll get back to you on the DM and stuff like that. But thank you so much, my friend. Of course, may the force be with you. And the computer is fanning up. All right. Lord of the Rings. Oh, dude, I wish, dude. G-Bricks taking a Genos' mock to local conventions September. Hopefully get finished in time. You got this, man. You might have to grind it out. We're getting close, but it's gonna be close. But I think you can do it, man. If you're taking it to a convention, that's so awesome, dude. I think you're good. That's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so cool. Congratulations on going to the convention when you do go in September, and I think you'll get the mock finished in time. You might just have to have a couple late nights, but I'm sure that you've done that before. I think you got this, man. Yeah, I would love to do Lord of the Rings. I finally just last year, Bricklink Chicago 2019, I got a ton of, well, not a ton, I got a couple Lord of the Rings figures. They're so expensive to get. But by the end of that was 2 summers ago. Goodness. 2 years ago, I did get the full fellowship. So I got all members of the fellowship besides Mary. Mary figure was like a ridiculous amount of money for that figure. So I've got the fellowship members, plus Bilbo, actually. I've got Bilbo, Gandalf, Frodo, Sam, Pippin, Gimli, Legolas, Eragon, and Boromir. So I've got the fellowship, but I don't have any orcs for them to fight against because the orcs are so expensive. Lego needs to bring back the Lord of the Rings theme, especially with the new show coming out. I would love to do a Lord of the Rings mock, but I only have the fellowship members, so I guess I could do something like when they're traveling, but I really want to do them battling like some orcs, like the Mines of Moria. I would love to do that build where they're fighting in that one room with the tomb, but I need a bunch of orcs and stuff that are just really hard to get. So I think you should do something more modern military. I've done stuff, I used to do a lot of modern military, actually. Maybe that's why I'm just not as interested in doing it anymore, but I remember doing those a lot, and I've got the equipment for modern military, but I don't know, I'm just in more of a World War II. I just remember I did so many like Modern Combat stuff back in the day, like during like Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2. I used to do a lot of Modern Warfare, like Modern Combat stuff. So maybe that's why I'm not as interested in it anymore. But I don't know. I've got a lot of World War II figures that I just never really built much with. So I've always just generally wanted to do that for sure. But I do love watching like the Modern Combat Lego stuff on YouTube. There's some great stuff out there. Great stop motions too. You have to wear a mask at school? I don't think so. I think it's highly encouraged, but I don't think we have to. But I wouldn't be surprised if that changes. Our state has passed some certain laws that kind of limits what schools can do in terms of mandates and stuff like that. So we'll see how long those last for, but for now, I don't have to, which is nice. Gonna try to bring Minas Tirith to Chicago. Oh, dude, I will see Minas Tirith if you bring it, man. I love Minas Tirith. That battle's so cool. That is so cool. You gotta bring it, because I want to see it. I gotta see that Minas Tirith, dude. I love Lord of the Rings builds. It's just awesome to see. I love them. G-Bricks, you have just under 50 Hobbit and Lord of the Rings figures. Nice, man. I'm jealous. I wish they would bring it back. I just want some battle packs, like an Orc battle pack would be great, and then like a Rohan soldiers, like a Rohirrim soldiers or Gondor soldiers, like I would love that. But yeah, man, cheese on top, you're bringing Minas Tirith. That's so awesome. That's so cool. So you've got Gondor Knights. Oh, so you made some custom Gondor Knights. Nice. 100 orcs, my gosh. 3 cave trolls. Men of Gondor, whatever comes to that gate, you will stand your ground. Trolls! Such an awesome battle. Fallujah would be a good one, that's for sure, man. It definitely would. See, a mock of them walking through the forest. I don't know, it just doesn't excite me as much. I need a battle. You know what I mean? We need a battle. Vietnam or Korea? Vietnam would be cool. I guess I actually did make a Vietnam mock a little while. 3 years ago I tried to make one. It was pretty fun. I just used like a bunch of custom parts for Viet Cong soldiers and stuff like that. You have the Helm's Deep set as well, G-Bricks. Nice. Uh-oh. Scott Bricks is always watching out for us here. We're losing power. We're losing power. Now. Cover me, I'm reloading. Okay, we're gonna switch those out. But yeah, I never got around to getting any of the Lord of the Rings sets because at the time I was just collecting Star Wars stuff. Like I was just collecting Lego Star Wars things, and turn this off real quick. I was just collecting Lego Star Wars things, and a lot of the Lord of the Rings sets were they were a little expensive. But I was always like, I need to save up for like Lego Star Wars sets. So I never got around to getting any of the Lord of the Rings sets, which now, of course, I wish I did, because all the Lord of the Rings sets were really cool, and now they're so hard to get. But I just wish LEGO would do another wave of them. I just feel like that'd be so cool, especially with the new show coming out. I don't know, I just feel like it'd be great. Thank you, Scott Davis, for catching that. Legend. Funny enough, MP Bricks actually have thought about making the Bloody Gulch mock, actually. I've thought about that many times, and that is something I might do for a start to finish sometime. We will see. Our boy Ramsey from Lego Story Workshop has an insane amount of Lord of the Rings figures. Nice, dude. I'm telling you, some people, like I know Blaine from Blaine's World, great Bricklink store. He's got a lot of Uruk-hai and orcs too, I think. But there's a video I think that we have of him on the Empire Lug YouTube channel where he showed off his Uruk-hai army, and it's insane. It's crazy. Stop Motion Bricks, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Hope you've been having a good week. Tuscan Productions, I have 1 orc, including my top. Nice, man. She's on top, picks Lord of the Rings over Star Wars. Whoa, crazy. But Lord of the Rings is awesome. G-Bricks, you do actually make a few Lord of the Rings mocks now and again. Nice. You made Mount Doom, River Anduin, and Helm Deep. Interesting. Okay. I'm telling you, I want to make Lord of the Rings mocks, but the figures, and also it's like, if you guys are on Instagram, people have made some absolutely insane Lord of the Rings mocks. People go all out on Lord of the Rings, and I love it. But it's a little bit like, their mocks are so good where it's like, how do you beat that? I want to do a large-scale Lord of the Rings mock. Of course, that would be incredible. I've always loved the idea of doing a, it's called, I think, Osgiliath. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's the little small destroyed village that's right before Minas Tirith, where like the orcs come up at night on the river and they get out of the boats and they fight them in the city. I've always wanted to do a massive build like that, because it's like a Stalingrad type city, it feels like to me, where it's all destroyed and stone and bricks and cobblestone, and they're kind of all fighting in and out of the cover. I've always thought that was so cool. You gonna head out, MP Breaks? No problem, man. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. Hope you have a great one, and of course, may the Force be with you. I've never seen Game of Thrones, actually, G-Bricks. I've never gotten around to seeing it, believe it or not. Never seen it. Seen the first couple episodes, but never got past them yet, so. I know people love it, but I just don't have too much time to watch TV much anymore, just because if I watch a TV show, I'm just going to want to finish it and like keep watching it, but I need to spend time on making videos and stuff, so. But I watch a good amount of movies. I love watching movies. Every year, actually not every year. Last year, I started making a list of how many movies I watched each year. So last year, my goal was to watch 100 movies, and I hit that one. And then again, I wanted to hit 100 this year, and I'm pretty close for 100 new movies. Not like movies I've already seen, but completely new ones. It's made me watch new movies that I definitely would not have watched otherwise. Like, I would have just watched a movie I've already seen, but since I'm doing this list and this goal every year to watch 100 new movies, it always makes me find new movies, which is really fun. And kind of how I discovered all the like samurai movies that I'm really in love with now, the Japanese samurai movies. So 9 out of 5, nice, man, nice. Oh, it's actually night for you, MP Bricks, nice. Well, I appreciate you joining, man, for sure. But yeah, and I also think there's going to be lots of Lord of the Rings builds once that new show comes out. So, which I think they announced a release date for it. I believe it's next year. Fall of next year, I think, is what they said for that show, for the new Lord of the Rings show. So that's going to be really exciting. I am very excited for it. So, might go a little bit longer here, guys, and then we'll close it out for the last stream of the summer. And then again, I'll definitely be doing more live streams. They're not going to be like every week like they've been throughout the summer here. Maybe I'll live stream while I'm at college, but it's just not going to be the best location to live stream at. It's definitely not like the studio and doesn't have a great background, and it's not really the best spot for live streaming. But we'll see. Maybe I will try to do some live stream there, but most likely I'm planning on coming back, hopefully somewhat often, so I can come back and do Muunilinst mock update videos, and then anytime I'm home I'll try to do a live stream as well. So I'm definitely going to be keeping up with videos. So like I said, last week and this week I've been working non-stop on getting multiple videos ready to go for next week or in the weeks after that, so I can have enough stuff to post while I'm up at college. So that's what I've been doing, and hopefully we'll see if I have enough time to do a mock series while I'm up there. I'm going to be very busy, but again, overambition is like my, that's what I do is a little bit too much. I plan to do a lot of stuff and I go through with a lot of stuff, but I'm very busy and I have a lot of stuff going on at once because I just can't slow down. I can't force myself to slow down. I need to keep going. I have so many ideas I want to do and I just need to do them. Because I don't know, I just have so many things I want to do, and I just need to feel like I have the need to do them. So that's why I try to tackle so many things at once, which coincidentally enough, or ironically enough, probably is stopping me from completing a lot of things at a good, decent time. But I just can't stop it. Like, I'll be working on one thing and be like, I gotta stop. I have an idea for something else, and then I run over there and go do that. That's what the start to finish series that I've been doing. That's like trying to control my like OCD on that stuff, is like doing like small historical builds, so then like I don't get the urge to do historical builds while I'm working on Muunilinst, because it'd always be I'm working on Muunilinst and I'd get a building and I'm like, oh, how cool that would be if like I changed some of these colors, and it was like a Stalingrad, and then I had like a T-34 coming down the road, and the Germans were ambushing it, so then I just get all excited about that. But I'm like, I gotta focus. I'm working on a Star Wars build. So that's what's nice about the start to finish series, is I can go work on that for a while to kind of get that out of my system before I go back to the Muunilinst mock updates. But let's see. Oh, you're right, Cheese on Top. I did see that they're doing an anime about like the origins of Helm Deep or something like that. That's gonna be awesome. I'm not really super into like anime or stuff like that. I don't have anything against it. I've just never really watched a whole lot of it. But that sounds really interesting to me. I think that animation style is going to play really well with the Lord of the Rings thing. Oh, nice, Cheese on Top. I just read your other comment about building the elves leaving for Valinor and the City of Dale. Interesting. Elves are so cool as well, man, in the show. Or in the movies, like when they have their swords and they all at the same time do like their kind of like understrike that they do with their swords. I find those so cool. Do a college campus stream. Just walk around with the camera. So hi to YouTube, everybody. What are you doing? Just get cussed out. Like, what are you... Let's see. Last year was nice because I was able to do the Project Nightfall series, which was nice. So I want to do something kind of like that, but just not like Gray and Dark Gray, because that's all my pieces right now are on Muunilinst for those. So I have to do something of different colors, but let's see, what I do last year, I just had my table and I set up some curtains. I was like, all right, good enough. Well, let's do that. So maybe I'll do that again. It's not as interesting or good looking as kind of what I've got set up right now, but we'll see. It's going to be very sad heading out for college, leaving. I've been home for quite a while now due to like online classes, and been able to set up a studio, get everything going on like the studio and production stuff. So gonna be a little sad heading out for a while, but I'm gonna try to come back pretty frequently so I can build. But hey, no problem, Cheese on Top. Thank you so much for stopping by, man. And of course, may the force be with you. Hope you have a great rest of your week, man. You know what, G-Bricks? That is a great question. I have really done nothing on this stream. No, I'm just kidding. I worked on this part. So like before we started, I was all the way back here and had a lot of empty gaps. So I built this all the way out to here. Most of these streams, I don't do much building. I just talk with you guys. That's really why I do the streams. I title it Building Muunilinst, but it's really just talking to you guys. So maybe that's a little bit of clickbait, but I'd like start to build and then like, I just like to talk to you guys instead. I find that more enjoyable than trying to build and talk at the same time, you know? So I just like talking to you guys, but I think that's probably a good place to end it off, guys. That is hard for me to say because it's quite sad, but I think that's going to close it out for the summer live streams. Again, I'll try to come back as frequently as I can to do streams whenever I'm home from college, visiting home. I'll do some Muunilinst updates, and I'll try to do some streams because my college isn't too far away from me. Just a couple hours, so I should be able to come back hopefully frequently. Depends how much schoolwork I have, but I will not be giving up on any of this stuff. Videos will keep coming, don't you worry about that. So I want to thank you guys for, first off, just a great summer in general in terms of LEGO videos. I've done a ton of posts, and you guys have supported those videos, you know, well past my imagination, and all the great comments I've gotten on the videos have really meant a lot to me, and it's kept me busy this summer, you know. I've had some work stuff, but being able to do this LEGO stuff has kept a through line throughout the whole summer, and everything like that. It means a lot to me that you guys have been watching the videos for this time and over the summer. And of course the live streams, I'm so glad I started doing them. It's been like one of the most fun things I've done on my channel is these live streams where I just sit here and talk to you guys. I love it so much. And of course I've said this every stream, but I'll say it once again here. The streams would not really work without you guys talking in the chat. So it's really thanks to you guys that these things work, because you guys are participating in the chat and asking questions and doing discussions and all sorts of things like that. So it means a lot to me, and I really appreciate it. It's kind of hard to explain. It just, I don't know, it's like hanging out with friends every weekend, you know. I see a lot of you guys in here every week, and it's really nice to come back, see you guys, catch up on what's been going on, rant about how Echo is a rock in the Bad Batch and not an actual character. All sorts of fun stuff like that, and knocking stuff over and making fun of LEGO designers who say that LEGO Star Wars fans can't decide the difference between a clone pilot and a clone commander. All sorts of fun stuff like that, so I thank you guys so much for that. and more videos are on the way for sure, man. Kevin, tattoo your autograph on my leg. Oh goodness. Tuscan, if I can tattoo it and say my name and then the Tuscan versus Jawas battle pack suck. Alright guys, that's going to close it out. Thank you guys so much, and of course the great rivalry with Tuscan Productions about whether or not that battle pack was a good battle pack or a bad battle pack. The Tuscan Raiders versus the Jawas battle pack. So, alrighty guys, thank you so much for an awesome stream. Yep, no problem, Trooper. Summer memories. It's been great, man. I love it so much. So I'll see you guys soon. I'll have lots of videos, man. Don't worry. Videos are on their way. Lots of them. I've been working hard on videos, so those are coming. And whenever I come home, we'll do some streams. So thank you guys so much for saying that, or for stopping by the stream. I'm going to close it out before Tuscan jumps to the screen and stabs me with his bantha stick, or whatever his gaff stick, whatever they're called. I got to get out of here. Oh, I heard a Tuscan Raider outside my window. All right, see you guys later. As always, leave your feedback in the comment section below. And, oh, goodness, this is very sad. No, I'm just kidding. I'll be back, guys. Don't worry. Nothing's going to change. Nothing will really change. We're all good. All righty, guys. Thank you so much for watching. As always, leave your feedback in the comment section below. Hope you guys have a great day. And may the Force be with you always. Somebody that no, there's no problem here. I don't know if you can speak. I don't know how to do the sign language for your Tuscan speak. Nothing was a problem. I know you're a friend. You know Tuscan Productions, I assume. You've probably been in contact with him, but it's just a friendly joke. There's no need to any sort of there's no need to hurt anybody here. I've just made fun of that battle pack a few times. Okay, why are you taking that? Why are you taking that out? No, don't do that. Look, I love the cycle rifles. I use them in Battlefront all the time. They are so cool. And I may have trash talked Tuscan a few times. I don't know if you're like his manifestation in real life or what you're doing here, but I love Tuscan Raiders. I promise I did not laugh at all when the Tuscan Raiders got destroyed by the acid from the Great Dragon. I don't know if you had some family members in that accident. I promise I did not laugh at that. Tell Tuscan, give him my utmost Huh? Oh. You want to tie me up like Shmi Skywalker and feed? No. You know what you guys did to Shmi Skywalker was very disrespectful. You sent the galaxy into turmoil. Do you know that because of what you did to Shmi Skywalker? Do you know what you did? By what you did to her, you sent Anakin on a dark path. You know, he watched his mom die in his hands, and he went and he killed everybody in that village. I mean, maybe rightfully so. Maybe again, you might have had family members in there. I know the Tuscans have a very small community. But you, kind of what you guys did, turn the galaxy, you know, the destruction of Alderaan was your guys' fault. Alright, I've had it on my chest for years, and I've finally been able to get that off my chest, okay? The destruction of Alderaan was your fault, and there's nothing really that you, oh wait, hold on a second, wait.